All right, this is our commentary for the 2001 film Valentine. We've each seen this once, but Robert has seen this more recently
Yes.
than I have. So some of this will be me going, oh, I remember this now. Uh, Robert, are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
In three, two, one, play. The main thing I remember is feeling like Borneas is underutilized in this movie.
Yes. One thing I read, I don't know if this is true or not, but it would track was that they only had him for like a couple weeks.
Yeah, so this
And if
is
that's the case, it
oh
really shows.
because this is 01 when this comes out. So
Yes.
he's like neck deep in Angel at that point.
But he is top billed for this movie.
Because he's the only
Yeah,
actor in
they are
this that
big
I
on the name.
recognize.
There's a few you'll recognize.
At least the
So
ones that
this
are on like
opening
the
credit
cover.
sequence. Okay, this opening, the editing, I can't even with it.
Oh no.
Like I feel very confident that what happened was we shot like a 10-minute prologue and then we just chopped it up and spliced in opening credits during it. It's baffling,
Yeah.
this whole opening.
Oh, Katherine Heigl. I forgot she's in this.
Yes.
So this
Who was
director,
in Bride of Chucky, I believe.
yes, yes. So this director, I don't know if you know this, but also made Urban Legend right before this, which I don't think is
Yes.
a great movie, but it has a fucking incredible cast.
I've not seen it yet,
I don't know if you know
but that
who's
is a
in
blind
that,
spot for me.
but Rosenbaum is in that. Jared Leto.
Yes. Yep. No, for as big of a horror guy Michael Rosenbaum is, that's like one of three horror movies he's in,
Yeah.
if that many.
I think the biggest
Stop
problem
it,
with this
movie.
movie is they spent too much making this. So I just pulled it up on Wikipedia. This had a $29 million budget in 2001.
Why?
Why? Because this made a respectable amount at 36 million for a slasher, but you needed the budget to be like
Hmm.
three times less than what it is. So do you remember Carrie?
Oh.
These guys give
Where's
Stephen King.
adults?
This guy gives Stephen King bullies a run for their money.
Yep.
13 years later.
Uh, Okay, so I feel like in a normal movie, you would open with like a 10-minute prologue, that's that dance sequence, and then you do the opening credits that shows the passage of time and those kids growing up into those actors we'll see like with the yearbooks, and then we're into the that's how you edit it in a normal movie,
Mm-hmm.
not jump cutting back and forth between those. So there is Katherine Heigl. And this guy's weird.
No, this is like what Hollywood thinks bad dates are like.
He's also red herring #1 of this movie. Because I don't know how well you remember this movie, but that's another factor why this is a fitting double feature with Friday 13th Part 5. Is there are like 50,000 characters in this movie for no reason?
Yeah. No, I remember not being able to figure out who the villain was, but I remember being like, "Oh, that makes sense." But I can't remember now.
All right. Yeah, since you haven't asked like what I actually thought of this movie, I'll say on a first watch this week, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed
That's kind of
because
how
I
I
think there's
remember
a lot of
feeling.
potential here.
Yeah.
Like, there's good stuff here, and I love Borneaz. I just wish he was in it more. That's a big factor.
I think that's got a Scream Factory Blu-ray. No, yeah, and you're right. I should
Yes.
have asked that. I remember thinking I would have loved this if I'd seen it when it came out. Now it's okay.
Yeah, because this movie was absolutely panned when it came out, which of course it's a horror movie. That doesn't tell you anything.
I do like.
Um,
Oh, okay. I will have to send this to you. It's not gonna show up on the
yeah,
camera.
like
It's currently the
based on
Blu-ray
the
is
novel by
currently
Tom Savage.
the Blu-ray is currently $13 on Amazon.
Oh, that's not bad. Also, you might have missed it, but like the opening credits font, it's the John Carpenter font. They know what they're doing.
Oh, even the title of the movie is very John Carpenter font.
Yes.
But I like that art they chose a
But
lot. I just sent it to you.
let's check it out. Oh yeah. That's a cool one. So if you look up this movie on Wikipedia, it says it was critically panned, with critics deeming it too similar to 1980s slasher movies. That doesn't tell me anything. And I love 80s slashers, so what's wrong with that?
Well, because critics hate 80s slashers.
That is true. And what I strongly disagree with that assessment is I think this is a we'll get into it. This is a very clearly post Scream slasher. Uh right down to having the director of Urban Legend, which I've heard is very much that. Um but what I will give this movie credit that does make it different with Scream is it's not as meta and we play it pretty straight for the most part. So I do like that about it. I just wish the things it has going for it they just did more with,
I I will
so just
say I'm
fleshed out
really
more.
impressed with this movie's cinematography so far.
Yeah, the movie looks good. Also, is it just me or does Katherine Heigl in this movie look like Erica Durance?
Yeah, a little bit. Only one of them was in the masterpiece that is House of the Dead, though. So
That is true.
No, it's kind of funny because she would have had to do this right after Seed of Chucky, like because they come out pretty close.
You mean Bride of Chucky?
Yes, sorry.
This is a few years after that, I think.
It's only like
I
four
love this gimmick with
years.
the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's some Batman Forever shit with the Riddler cards. Like that is really elaborate.
No, I
I'm
remember
impressed.
like the killer has like a really interesting motif and like they put a lot of thought into that.
There's really good ideas here that they just don't do enough with, in my opinion. But
For
like the card gimmick, that's really fun. We will forget about that in the back half of this movie.
for record, she does one movie in between Bride of Chucky and this.
Okay,
Because like back then, 4 years wasn't that long between movies.
sure. I wonder if a jump scare's coming up.
He's gone. Gone.
Um,
No, because if I remember right, the back half just kind of devolves into people bickering and like,
there's a lot of that.
yeah.
So one thing that I find baffling about this movie is it's actually based on a book by Tom Savage.
Mhm.
But my understanding is this has like little to nothing to do with the book. The producer just liked the title and wanted to buy the rights to the book just for the title and then made this slasher movie out of it.
So I did a quick
Which I
Google.
find very strange.
Yeah. I did a quick Google search. Apparently, it's because the book doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Apparently, it's a 1996
Mhm.
suspense thriller about a novelist who becomes the target of a mysterious stalker who calls himself Valentine and leaves cryptic gifts and messages. So it sounds like they took that motif, leaving the cryptic gifts,
Yeah.
and just made a slasher movie out of it. I feel like I've heard that story before with this genre where we just like a title or a
Mhm.
premise, so we buy the rights to adapt it.
Which I find baffling because I think it's kind of a lame title. Like in a world where My Bloody Valentine exists and is a cult classic by this point, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea to make a slasher movie just called Valentine. I would have called it Cupid. Like that would have
Yeah,
been different. Like then the killer has the Cupid motif. That's what I would have called it.
yeah.
Um so this scene's kind of fun, but boy is this girl an idiot. I wouldn't have done this. Yeah, I get that you gotta hide from the killer, but maybe don't do this.
Oh, I didn't realize. I forgot we killed her here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because remember Scream?
No, I legitimately forgot that. I thought she was the final girl.
That's funny. I mean, like, again, it's very post Scream. Like, her name is on the poster. They were like, oh,
No,
Catherine
you know
Heigl's in
what?
this
Of
movie.
course,
Then, oh,
Denise Richards.
well, okay, I won't spoil it. So, these are, like, our two main characters in the movie. You have Denise Richards, who I know from The World Is Not Enough, the Bond movie, and the other
Well, she is
girl,
the greatest Bond
Marley
girl of all
Shelton.
time.
Oh, God, Christmas Jones. Uh, Jesus Christ. The other girl, Marley Shelton, would later be in Scream 4, which is the main thing I know from. She's the deputy
Oh, okay.
with
Now
Dewey
that you
Copley.
say that, I kind of I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah, because this is like what 9 years
I
before that.
I got an ad
I got an ad.
play.
You ever think speed dating's a bad idea?
Uh, yes. No, I find the premise, just the concept of speed dating incredibly stupid. You cannot get to know somebody in what, 60 seconds? Like that guy looks like a sex offender. I'm sorry, he does.
Yes. It's not. And then
Although, also, real quick, to follow up on that Denise Richards talk, I haven't seen Tammy and the T Rex, which could be her greatest role. I don't know.
we should watch that for the channel at some point.
I really want to see that movie. Like, I'm not memeing. I also feel bad for her because I forgot she was married to Charlie Sheen, and like I love Charlie Sheen as a meme. I would feel bad for anybody that is like married to him.
Yeah. This is very Nightmare on Elm Street esque with the funeral, because we talked about this before. You don't get a lot of funeral scenes in slasher movies, and that's something that stands out with Nightmare.
Yeah,
And this is going for that vibe. Hey, look, it's Boreanaz.
there he is. I do have that thing. So you won't have this yet, but I've watched Angel so many times that like I just
Mhm.
see him in this movie and I'm like, oh, it's Angel. Wait, no.
That's a different guy.
And
And
like I don't have
the
that when I'm
movie.
watching Bones because they make him look different. Like he looks like he just walked off the set of Angel. Probably because he did.
Does he probably did? Well, that's something that's so clumsy about this movie, because we have very little limited time with Boreanaz. So instead of like introducing this character organically, we were talking over it earlier, but like when we're introduced to her and Denise Richards, they're talking about him, and he has a drinking problem, and she's iffy about their relationship. Like they just bombard you with all this exposition before we can even have him actually show up, because we have very limited time with him whenever he does get scenes in this movie. So we have to talk about him more than we see him.
Uh, I, one of the things that I do think is a bummer is that his career has been mostly TV only. I think he's good enough to be in
Yeah.
movies.
It's funny. It goes to show just how much the superhero boom just didn't kick in yet. Because in any other reality, it's like he's one of those TV guys that goes from Buffy and Angel to being like in the MCU. If the MCU happens faster, you know what I mean?
Well, I think we talked about this when we watched Buffy season one. He was my pick for a long time for a TV Bruce Wayne slash Batman, and the fact that it just didn't happen.
But we can do exactly.
Season, because I want to say actually we're knee deep in Angel at this point. Which I hate that show's name because it's just Angel. When you Google just Angel, you get everything but the fucking show.
Okay, this is a good joke. When Paige is like trying to take off her jacket, Jesus, Paige, it's a funeral. Put your tits away.
Yeah, so
That's funny.
we're we're in like season 2 or 3 of Angel right now when this movie comes out.
Okay. I will say he did voice Hal Jordan and the New Frontier movie. That was
Yeah,
good casting. He's really good in that.
I need to watch that again. His weirdest credit is he's Squall in Kingdom Hearts 1,
That's something.
and then they never bring him back.
Okay. This is one of my issues with this movie. Casting director. Can we not make three of our four people in this friend group all blondes?
Yeah,
Can we have a little more variety, please?
blonde white women.
It's like, well, we have Denise Richards with brown hair. That's different. Okay, pay attention. This scene's pay attention because
Okay.
I have issues with this.
Okay.
So she's getting a creepy note like the first one. It's very Batman Forever esque. They'll need dental records to identify you. If you think that's going to be paid off later, it will not be, and it's very frustrating. Hey, look, another red herring man. Is he the killer? Can you tell him apart from any of the other white dudes we've seen in this movie?
No. No, this movie
This movie has a
has.
type.
It's funny because in a way, this movie is ahead of the curve of the early 2000s CW castings. And I don't say that as an insult because that would technically cover Borneas, who was on the WB and is a great actor,
That's true.
but he also fits a type.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this scene dedicates a lot of time to this character and how her dad remarried this lady who's like her own age, and that's weird. But this will all go nowhere. We never see this character again. Her weird young stepmom. Like this will not go anywhere.
Oh, real quick, nobody but you will care about this, but I don't know if you saw, but they announced the next Metal Gear Solid collection. Uh, Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid 4 is no longer trapped on the PlayStation 3.
Yay.
I still need to play the first collection because I've never played any of those. I can't wait to play
Yeah, yeah.
4 and watch cutscenes for like 3 hours, but you know,
Yes.
the true Metal Gear Solid experience. Remember shower scenes?
Remember showers. He cut the water.
That bastard. No, but okay, real talk though, there is nothing worse than being in the shower and then you run out of hot water. That
Yeah.
is like the worst thing in the
Would
world.
you ever do?
Would I ever do what?
What this character is gonna do in a second? It's very gross, and I don't believe any human being would do this. Like, I'm sure letting your hair, just letting soap dry in your hair is probably really bad for your hair. I feel like you take
No.
the risk.
No.
Don't do
Ew.
that. Don't do
Ew.
that. Just- I, I love how that has grossed you out more than anything else we've watched on this channel. It's the most heinous thing we've ever seen.
It is.
I don't believe any rational human being would do that. The spooky masks scare me.
Hello, Kate. I want to play a game.
I do kind of like this scene. I like Gary. You're scary, Gary. Oh, but is he the killer? I don't know.
I... Remember Scream 3?
Okay, yeah, dude. Okay, the way this scene is edited, the first time I watched this, I thought Denise Richards and this other girl here, I thought they were in different locations, just watching the
No,
same take.
it looks like they
Uh,
are.
Yeah, but no, they're in one apartment, and I'm like, oh, see, like, but we didn't open with a wide shot. It's so weird the way this movie's edited. Also, is that like a normal apartment door?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
What, you don't think apartment doors can be made out of wood?
Oh, that looks weird. Oh, I get it. Like the Valentine holiday.
Oh.
Love JM. Edward Nigma. Yeah.
They are not acting like I would think you would act. Also, I want to mention 17 years ago today, Friday the 13th, 2009 was released in theaters.
Oh my god. We're so old.
No, and I remember that too because my friend made fun of me for asking him to go see that with me. Because it was Valentine's Day when we would have went to see it. I was like, "What? I just went to see Friday the 13th."
It's a good, important movie.
It's a good movie. Oh, I got
Yeah, I
an
forgot that was released. Val-
play.
So, okay, there's gonna be a joke later that's actually genuinely funny, but it's like these characters that their friend was murdered at the start of this movie, and everyone's pretty chill about it. And they're getting creepy letters, they're getting chocolates with worms in them, and they're very casual about it.
It's fine. No, 2001 is kind of
This
a
is
weird middle point where we're still kind of in that 90s, like everyone's trying to write like Joss Whedon or Scream, and we haven't
yes.
quite hit the next wave, which will be the remakes and the Saw and the,
Mm.
excessive violence. This movie doesn't really succeed at any of it, but it doesn't fail at any of it either.
Yeah, and even Saw, like we always talk about, that first film, very psychological, not a lot of on-screen gore, but like from Saw 2 onward, it's like, okay, full gore, showing everything. That's what's in now.
Yeah.
And then, we are still a few years away from that when we make this movie. And that's what's frustrating about it getting just hacked up by the MPAA. It's like, okay, these are ostensibly for adults, but what you could definitely say Scream started as a trend. It's like, well, that is technically an R-rated movie, but they are very clearly skewing it toward a teen audience. And this is very in that range. Like, yeah, it's rated R, but we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want it to be too crazy or gory. Like, we're still aiming at a teen audience, even though it's not PG-13. But whatever. But with the Scream movies, that first one especially, it worked because it was clever, because it was funny. No one will tell you that Scream is like the best kills or gore. Like it's not a very graphic movie, but it excels in other areas, like you were saying. And
Yeah.
then you get movies like this that are just kind of a weird middle ground. Charles, be quiet. Jesus Christ is talking.
That's not Ian McGregor.
So this is a weird art exhibit.
Aren't all art exhibits weird just by definition?
Yes. Like this is where I can't tell. Are we like is this deliberate commentary with how like weird this is, or does the movie think this is erotic? I can't tell.
I hope the movie thinks this is erotic. That would be
That guy has
beautiful.
weird hair.
Hey, we don't judge here, okay?
Oh, I will.
Oh,
I don't like this.
I don't like that guy's teeth.
I mean, credit where credit's due. Like, I respect the production. Like, we had to build this shit. What is it going for? I have no idea. This is subversive. You don't usually get a peeping Tom lady.
Yeah? I like how she's not even subtle. She's like, hello!
Oh yeah, that's Amy. I know this guy's kind of a creep, but he's probably my favorite character in the movie.
I'll say that. Why say that? I do like this as a horror movie set,
Oh.
though.
Yeah, like it's a cool set. I feel like something's about to happen.
Oh,
Ow! Hey, it's the Scream Factory cover.
she used to be an adventurer like me, but then she took an arrow to the gut.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Same.
This kill's pretty good. This one's not bad.
Yeah, I like arrows as like a slasher weapon.
Yeah. Okay. So, is the idea that the dumpster was always there for some reason, or did the
Oh,
killer put that dumpster there? I don't know.
play. My headcanon though for the dumpster is that he pushed it there. That is the only acceptable story.
Who's this lady? Yeah, when I said this movie has 50,000 characters, I wasn't being hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Maybe she's the killer. Hey, remember when Boreanaz was in this movie?
Oh my God, he's back.
I hate to think that wasn't in the script. That was just Boreanaz improving.
I hope so.
No, he is the top billed actor. We're like 38 minutes into this movie, and he's had maybe 2 minutes of screen time. Oh, enough of him.
He has to go back and film another scene for Angel.
Yes. Okay, so this scene with this detective guy I actually really like.
Too bad, so sad.
That card's not as cool as the previous ones, though. It's like, you're telling me you both received threatening letters signed by the guy I told you to keep an eye out for, and you didn't tell me about it? What are you, stupid?
I recognize this
Like,
cop.
yeah, he's one of like that. Let's see. Detec-
Detective Vaughn.
He's he's Canadian. That tracks.
Oh, he's in the fourth Resident Evil movie.
Oh,
How embarrassing. Oh, he's in Watchmen
yeah. So,
as Agent
oh,
or
the
Agent Forbes.
oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so this movie also has like a "I know what you did last summer" thing going on with the opening, but outside of this scene, like these characters just aren't like that concerned. Like th- this movie has a very strange, nonchalant attitude to it, and you get like a couple token scenes like this. Like, oh, we should probably talk about plot stuff
I like this better than I
because
Know What You
if
Did
you
Last
miss,
Summer, though.
that's fair. But like, if you missed it in the opening, what happened was Dorothy was the girl that the nerdy kid was making out with, but then when they were caught, she was like, "Oh, he attacked me," and then they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. No, which is a
So
very old
she's just now,
school movie slasher movie setup.
yeah.
He's back.
No, oh my god,
He might actually be wearing his angel outfit in this scene.
he didn't have time to change. It's fine. I I hope in the next scene he shows up, he just has the vampire makeup on, and no one talks about it.
It is kind of funny though. His first big movie post Buffy, in the middle of Angel, is this. Sarah Michelle Gellar gets Scooby Doo. In that Cruel Intentions or whatever.
That's true.
I haven't seen it. I
And
forget
Scream too.
what's. Yeah, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. But those weren't really post
Uh,
Buffy because I Know What You Did Last Summer is like the
that
same
is
year
true.
as Buffy season one.
And Scream 2, I think. I think they're all the same year.
Yeah.
Um, I I think Boreanaz in Another Reality could have been Fred in that movie if they went with just a more straightforward traditional Fred. But I mean, I'm happy with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah. I Now I need that.
Now I got an ad break.
Oh.
We're out of sync. God damn you, Discord. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was just saying stuff and you weren't responding, and I was like, oh no, what's happening?
Yeah, you started cutting out and then you just froze. I was like, oh no.
I
Wait,
was frozen today.
you were. This actor that's playing the cop is, but really good casting because he's good. But unfortunately, he also just looks like every TV cop of all time.
Yes. He yeah, I feel like this guy probably lost a lot of auditions to Michael Chiklis.
Yeah,
I get that vibe.
I don't like this facial
Uh,
recognition thing.
whoa. This scene is so pointless because he's like, look, this kid you used to know who got bullied, he could be any one of these people, or he got plastic surgery. I don't know. I have no idea what he looks like. It's so weird. Yeah, this is normal.
So, because I don't remember who the killer is, so don't say it. But I feel like with the way this
Okay.
film is structured, the obvious one is Borneas to be the killer, and I feel like that is the route they should have probably gone. We'll see what that happens, but because I remember the overall movie, but I don't remember who the killer is.
But there's a lot of scenes like this where we're talking about characters we saw earlier, and I'm like, wait, who are we talking about? I don't remember.
Yeah, this movie is like a
Who's their
nightmare for.
boyfriend?
This movie is a nightmare for someone like me who like has to remember faces over names.
And it doesn't help when everybody in this movie is white and blonde. Who's Campbell? I don't remember.
Acting.
Yay.
That blonde is not a very good actress. This is
No.
bullshit. I totally believe that line delivery. Oh, I also forgot Denise Richards is also in that movie Wild Things with Nev Campbell. That's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I mean, pretty good in the fact that it's dumb and sleazy, but like it's enjoyable to watch. It's funny almost.
This scene is a choice.
Why are we wasting time with this?
If you're wondering if this goes anywhere, spoiler, it doesn't.
No, she could report him and he would lose his job.
We're talking about sexual harassment here, and she doesn't have to take it.
No, that was
So,
just a waste of a scene.
okay, but like, there's a through line to this movie where it's like all of the men in it kind of like represent like different sides of like you could say the bad side of man and different degrees of just awful how men treat these women awfully in this movie. And I like and the fact that like even an authority figure like that can still be a creep and not really have your back. Like I like that idea. The movie just doesn't do enough with it, and our protagonists are just so like calm and nonchalant for most of it that like it never really feels like it affects
How?
anything. Because here you have like her creepy neighbor guy, but now he's getting killed
Oh
because
God.
we haven't killed anybody in a while. Yeah, don't do that.
Play.
Creepy neighbor guy just got his head bashed in with an iron.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on the set of Spider-Man 2,
Yes. Hi, Boreanaz. Yeah. Also, I keep saying nonchalant, but it's like, oh, it's Valentine's Day now. You know, like the title of the movie. Just Happy Valentine's Day. We, we're here. But you see what I mean with him, where it's like every time he pops up, it's just for like these quick 1 minute
yeah.
scenes. It's very weird. You don't get like a full 5 minute scene with him. It's just these little snippets
Yeah.
throughout.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we got him for an hour. Okay, let's go.
He's on lunch break.
We
We
got him for
got we
10
got like
minutes.
10
All we need.
minutes. I'm still convinced that coat is he just took off the set of Angel because it looks exactly like one Angel wears.
And not to give away who the killer is, but to say that this movie is convoluted and has an insane, ridiculously circuitous scheme would be an understatement.
I'm gonna be honest though, I kind of love that. Like that is the old school like '80s slasher mentality where it's just the most like what the fuck.
So,
He put his
Denise
hand on my
Richards'
thigh.
character is
Did you ask
interesting.
him to? What?
Well, okay, so she's, a very loose character, you could say, who hooks up with a lot of people, but she's not like portrayed like a typical ditzy character. Like she still has boundaries and like that's neat and all, but I also feel like the movie just doesn't really give me a sense of like how much I'm supposed to like her.
Yeah.
Because you have the scene with the detective assaulting her where it's like, okay, you're very clearly on her side. Like, that's a creepy thing he does. That's not cool. And you're with her. But every other scene she's in, like, she's just kind of there and kind of bitchy in places. It's like, how much am I supposed to like this character? I can't tell. It's very weird.
Also, like maybe this is just my early 2000s teen brain rot. Like I buy these two as teens, but that other girl that they're talking to like doesn't register as a
She looks
teen.
30.
She looks 30.
Yeah. Okay. This is one of those choices that is baffling. So the detective is like, oh, we picked up this guy. He's like our prime suspect right now. That all is off screen. Like we don't see who he's talking about. It's so weird.
I feel like it's where now we're at, we can't give away anything else. We just have to keep the mystery going. Like you don't know who he's talking about. You
Yeah,
don't.
maybe, but maybe the killer is this guy. I don't know.
It's your mom.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Get a room. I have never seen two characters look more unsatisfied after sex in any other movie in my life.
She looks uncomfortable. Oh, because I think the joke is that like he couldn't.
Yes.
Of course.
I do like this gag. So for Valentine's Day, she got him this like crazy expensive fancy watch, and he just gets her the shitty necklace. And she's like, "Oh, it's great. I love it."
No, he even looks like a douchebag that like no doesn't know how to make a woman happy. He's not even like a cool
That's
shitty necklace. Like the Evil Dead necklace is so shitty that it turns around to being cool. That's just like
yeah,
tacky.
yeah. No, I'm just imagining this guy's like yearbook photo, and he says voted most likely to be a douchebag who can't make any woman happy.
It's true.
Just next to his photo. And I got an ad. Jesus Christ. God damn it, Tubi.
Play.
Okay, so what I think this scene reveals is this guy's actually just after her money.
That's a nice
He's
twist on
trying to
it.
rob
Normally
her.
it's the other
So
way around.
yeah. Well, and like I said, there is a through line of like every man in this movie being an asshole, but representing different things. Like there's something there. I just wish we were saying more about it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish our female leads just were more three dimensional and had more going on. I think that's my big hang up. Don't go in the creepy basement.
Why?
Oh. And again, I don't think this would be as much of an issue with stronger if we had stronger characters. This movie has a really low body count. Like we go long stretches without any actual kill scenes
Yeah, I that's one thing I'm
because
noticing
we've
on this
had.
watch is like I think we need to kind of start up in the body count.
I mean, we've had what like three so far, and we're an hour into this movie. But maybe we're about to get a fourth. I'm sure he's gonna be fine. That's not bad setup and payoff. In a previous shot when he was kneeling down, we saw an axe in the background, and we cut back to him. The axe is gone.
Yeah, that's neat.
That's not bad. Also, when he's hit in the back, he looks like Willie in that one Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode when he keeps getting stabbed in the back with an axe. It's just that shot. Okay, I'm I'm here with Brian, and I'm like, who's Brian? I don't remember. Yeah, it's like, okay, remember the speed dating scene like 45 minutes ago? That guy Denise Richards was flirting with? That guy.
Hmm.
But you said you prefer this movie over I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is fair. But what I like better at that movie is you at least have more, I think, fleshed out lead characters, and that movie has more focus with that
You
group and
do,
that
but I don't
dynamic
like any
and their
of them.
paranoia.
Except
Hmm.
for maybe Ray. Well, no, sorry.
I
I
like
don't like most of them.
I like
Ray is okay. Sarah Michelle Gellar should have been the lead, the final girl. And that
yes.
movie's writing is insufferable to me because it just wants to be Scream. This movie's not perfect and it's not much better. This movie doesn't annoy me as much.
Okay. Boreanaz, be in this movie more. You're supposed to be the main character. And I don't understand. So she's supposed to be like into this guy and like, oh, he's the hot one, and I'm like, I don't get this guy looks creepy. Like I don't get it. This guy with Denise Richards.
Oh, okay. I think you're a second or two ahead of me because it was still
Like
on Borny Eyes. I was like, no, I
okay,
mean, I could see that. Like,
okay.
that's not weird. No, I don't buy that this girl is into this
This
guy.
okay, thank you.
No, it would make more sense if she was into Borneas. I think.
Yeah, I mean, like yeah, like love triangles are annoying, but it would make sense for this movie. You maybe you should have gone that route.
Especially because isn't this the shitty speed dating guy from the beginning of the movie?
Yes, but maybe he's the killer. I don't know.
Oh my god.
No, it's like I don't know. I want to respect it for not falling into some cliche traps like love triangles and shit, but also when every single character has a significant other who isn't developed and is only in like two scenes, it's hard to keep track of everybody, and there's not much drama to latch onto.
Why? Alright.
This dialogue's something.
It's true.
If you told me this was from the director of Friday the 13th Part 5, I would believe you. So I have questions. She's like, "Oh, you brought me up here to show me your penis." It's like, what did you think he was gonna show you? Like, what were you
Yeah.
expecting?
Yeah, it's very strange.
And I'd like it more if the idea was like she's a character who uh people just don't take seriously and just constantly objectify her, and like that's frustrating. Like there's stuff to explore with that, but what we get with her is just kind of nothing.
Yeah.
I've seen Gerald's Game. I don't like where this is going.
I don't either.
No, there's weird scenes like this. Like it's trying to be erotic, but it's also super tame.
Yeah.
Ow!
See, that's just like a bitch move. Like I don't care what he did. That's
Like I have this is what I like. What I find frustrating about her character. It's like, okay, so I get that he's kind of a creep and you don't have to put up with his bullshit, but it's like she didn't have to do that, right? Like she could have just left.
right.
So that's my main hang up with that character is you get scenes like that where it's like, okay, am I supposed to like her? I can't tell. Like, is that supposed to be like a yeah, you got him? It's like, no, you don't have to do that. Okay, so her boyfriend is the one we got killed with the axe, but the other lady there is like, that's my ex-boyfriend, and he's lying to you. And like, there's all this drama over a character we've already seen die. Yay, Jesus is back.
Oh,
And she's like, nope.
I don't want it. I don't want any part of it.
No, and it's really weird that it takes over an hour into this movie to get to this point of, oh, our other friend who's missing, like, we thought she was in LA, but just kidding, she's not. So, uh-oh.
Well,
Like,
this third, I assume, is the third act, is very Scream. Like we got to end it at a party.
yes. Yep. I got an ad break. Thank you, Tubby. Can we stop pretending like this lady is a character?
No,
She
she's
showed
your
up twice
favorite.
to argue.
She's your favorite character.
I don't even know who you are. There's so much intrigue. There's so much drama, and I can't follow any of it.
Don't say that. Why say that?
Don't leave wine on the pool table. What are you, nuts?
Oh my god.
Okay, I do love this scene. The killer just waltzing in here, like, oh shit, it's not what it looks like. And don't ask me why the killer killed the housemaid, because I have no idea why.
No, this. I'm not even talking about a book readaptation. Just a remake of this movie would go hard.
Yeah. It would be hilarious if this girl just became the final girl for the third act for
You
no
mean like
reason.
you mean like the girl in Terrifier?
Oh my god. It's also interesting comparing this to like the Black Christmas remake, which is just what 5 years later, and that movie goes hard.
Yeah, that is a better movie than this.
Yeah, I don't love that movie, but I do respect it.
Yeah,
Oh my god. She found the corpse closet.
we love the corpse closet.
Hello?
Is anybody there?
Oh my god. I will say, credit where it's credit's due. This kill is like shockingly violent for this movie. Like
Yeah,
this comes out of nowhere.
yeah, it does. He's like, fuck this lady in particular.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, she deserved it.
Yeah, yeah.
Who the hell is Jeremy?
That was the nerdy kid in the opening, John.
Oh,
Who they very casually bring up and are like,
who
"Oh
the
yeah,
hell
you're
is Marquette?
Okay, glad you asked that question. Marquette is the weird guy we saw on the date with Katherine Heigl in the opening, the Jason guy.
Oh,
So off screen, he is picked up by this detective, interrogated, and then let go due to lack of evidence. That is all off screen. We have not seen this man in forever.
it's true.
But you're supposed to remember who that is and think he's the killer. Also, hi, Boreanas. You're back. I don't think
Okay,
this was in the script. I think
so
Boreanas just showed up drunk.
to be fair, she brought an alcoholic to a party with alcohol and then is shaming
Yeah.
him for having a moment of weakness. I'm on Borneaz's side
Yeah,
here.
that's not cool. I thank you. Because
Oh,
again, like we've talked about his drinking problem, but we haven't shown it. Come on, Kate, don't be mad. It's Valentine's Day. Get away from me! How dare you drink at this party? I will say, all my issues with this movie aside, this sequence is fantastic. This is probably the best sequence in the movie. I don't know if you remember this at all.
I don't yet, which I don't know. I feel like I would. I don't know. Maybe. I can see why you think it's incredible because we're looking at Denise Richards in a bikini, but
It's why the movie exists. Like the
yeah.
whole movie was written around this scene.
No, I kind of have that with Wild Things. Like Wild Things is a good movie. I am convinced that movie was written around. There's a scene where Nev Campbell and Denise Richards make out. I think that movie was written around that.
Yeah, I don't know what came out first, that or Cruel Intentions, but back in the 90s, that was a lot more salacious. What you could sell a movie around.
Wild Things actually comes out a year earlier in '98. Cruel Intentions is '99.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I know they tried to bring Cruel Intentions back as like a TV show. Like they had a pilot with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. Okay. Remember like the really cool like the Valentine's Day cards, like the Batman Forever shit, all that stuff in the first half of this movie, and how the back half of this movie is just completely dropped that gimmick.
To be
Like,
fair, the
she
back
gets a
half has
rose.
all
Fuck
been
it.
on this in this party. Like it makes sense he's not doing cards. He's already
Yeah.
here.
But it's weird to only do like two of them and then just drop it.
Yeah. I want to know what happened to that guy that she like mutilated with candle wax.
Yeah, and I still say not really deserved.
Yeah.
Like you could have portrayed him to be like more of a creep and more handsy and stuff, but he's really not. So that's where her character breaks down for me, where I'm like, yeah, I can't tell how much I'm supposed to like her or not. There's no one in the bushes. Is anyone in here? Oh my god. Whoa.
Holy shit.
Yeah, like this scene is just like, oh my god, where did this come from?
This is a Final Destination kill, dude.
Yeah, this is fucked up. He's got a bloody nose. That's his thing. So
Oh, Jesus. He hates this woman in
it's like,
particular.
right? See, now if he was the guy she tied in the bed, this would track.
Yeah.
I would buy this. Because this is fucked up. No, first it's I'm gonna lock you in this hot tub.
Ooh.
Not good enough. Power drill. And then
Oh, jeez.
like that is so cruel.
No, that's an incredible kill. That is
Yeah, like
that is
that's the
almost too
best
good
sequence
for
in the
this
movie.
movie.
Yeah, that's like where did that come from? And now all the power's out.
You're right, she was in the hot tub.
what's that supposed to mean? Like, she always ends up in a hot tub at these parties. Like, what? Okay, she likes the hot tub.
I
What's wrong
mean,
with that?
to be fair, have you ever been in a hot tub?
Yeah.
Like, the double standard that movies usually have for that notwithstanding, those things are awesome. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so I have a grievance with this scene. This is what you were talking about earlier, where now it's just arguing. It's like, well, I think your boyfriend's the killer. Well, I think your boyfriend's the killer. It's like, well, the other girl's boyfriend we saw got killed with an axe, so it's definitely not that guy. So why are we wasting time talking about this?
Yeah, we should have
It's
let
a
them
tricky
know that it's
balance,
been
like
killed. He's
having,
been killed, so that we're not wasting time having our characters argue over a dead character.
yeah, it's a tricky balance, like what you hide from the characters and what you have the characters on the same page with your audience. But yeah, this just feels like wasting time because it's like, well, yeah, I know it's not that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I'm just so confused by like what this movie's going for, where like so all the men are portrayed as awful and shallow and creeps, and like we're doing something with that, but
I like
also our female
this.
protagonists are pretty petty.
I like her point here where it's like, you're the pretty one, she's the smart one, blah blah blah. I'm not any of that. I just think you just keep me around or whatever.
Yeah,
That's a very
but also you're
classic.
like 30.
But also, you haven't really contributed anything to this movie. So, yeah, I don't know how to feel bad for you because I don't know what you're good at.
Yeah. No, and I like Marley Shelton as our lead, but like her character's kind of nothing. Like, yeah, she's likable, but that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Now things are getting spooky.
It's too spooky. Remember flip phones?
Remember Gardens?
Oh,
Remember that detective who's kind of a creep?
yeah.
Well, there's his head.
Oh
He's
my,
dead.
oh my God. He did done lose his head
I don't know when the killer had time to do that, but okay.
right now.
Why is everything blue?
Because if it was green, it would die.
Oh. Oh my god, it's David Boreanaz.
Angel, what are you doing?
Um, and just what he has a complete personality flip in this scene that I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. It's you. Yeah? What is this dialogue?
It's you. You're still here. Robert, that's how I'm going to start greeting you
Yes.
when you come into Discord chats for these streams. You're still here. It's you.
Yes. I just want to find Dorothy. Why? It's her house. Just get out of here.
It's the idea he's drunk.
Question mark? Yes.
Yeah, no, he's not the same person he was like 5 minutes ago. I have that with I forget what it is. There's a movie that I like, but like they introduce a character and like their introduction scene is so menacing for like no reason. Oh, I can't tell you because we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. Oh my god, she kicked him in the nuts.
I don't blame him. Blame her. I
I
would
mean,
too. He's being creepy.
he is being creepy. But Marley Shell, like she does have that in Scream 4 when like she has a creepy scene for no reason because she's like a red herring for 5 minutes. Remember when she's in the room with Sydney,
Yeah.
or she's just
There
standing in the
is
shadows like, "Hi, Sydney."
there is a
Oh my
scene
god.
in Buffy later where a character is a red herring for something, and so because they're a red herring, they start acting creepy for no reason at all, and then we never mention it again.
That's amazing. So this is clearly going for a Black Christmas setup with the boyfriend, and now she can't trust him, and oh no, is he the killer? He's acting aggressive. I got to get away from him. But in that movie, it tracks. It makes sense. This is like a much clumsier version of that,
Well,
right?
because the thing is, if the idea is this is how he acts when he's drunk, that's why she's been hesitant. He's not acting drunk. He's acting malicious.
Creepy. Yeah, just hit him with the bottle. Oh,
And also, like, is he
oh
not
no,
seeing
not
these
that
dead
lady.
bodies?
Get the gun.
Honestly, smart final girl move.
Yeah,
Except don't drop the clip,
just
dumbass.
don't act and don't shoot yourself. We've seen that happen a couple of times.
That's the greatest shot in Halloween Kills, where she's trying to shoot the gun and she shoots herself.
We just watched something where that happened, and now I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
Hello? Just get out of here.
Hi ho, Silva, run!
It's also funny that she has like no reason to suspect David Boreanaz other than oh he's just acting creepy. So
Yeah. Well, he did say that
I mean, kick him in the nuts and hit him in
everybody
the head
else
with the
here
bottle.
could die. He wouldn't care.
That's true.
I think the funniest thing about this whole movie setup is It
Oh my god.
starts with like two 8-year-olds making out, and I don't think I've ever seen 8-year-olds making out before.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. That hurt. That was a cool stunt though.
Yeah. Remember Michael Myers? Oh god.
Who? Oh, it's not Borneas? No, what the fuck was the point of all that? I legitimately don't remember anything about this part of the movie.
That's... It's Dorothy?
What? That's a setup. It's gotta be.
Okay, but remember that scene earlier when she got the Valentine and it's like, oh, they'll need dental records to identify you, and I said that went nowhere. Yeah, that went nowhere.
This feels like they changed something at the last minute. It feels like Borneas is supposed to be the killer. I legitimately did not remember that. Could not have called that.
But also, if you're supposed, why would you have a scene of her getting a Valentine?
Is it just to throw suspicion off of her? And what was with the nosebleed callback?
This movie's confusing.
It feels like this is a reshoot.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Now he's monologuing. I'm sorry for the way I was before. It's like, no, don't apologize. He was acting creepy. But it was a weird Valentine's Day.
She looks dead. Ah. Borneas is really good at creepy.
Uh, yeah, it was him.
That's such that's so
Yay, happy ending.
strange. That movie just like ends.
That's it. Just stops. So I do kind of love that it has like you don't get a lot of slashers where the slasher gets away with it. That's
Yeah.
cool. Um, the plan was convoluted as hell, and I question a lot of his choices throughout the movie. Why did he kill the housemaid? I have no idea.
Yeah. I like
And
that ending. That ending is kind of indicative of the whole movie. I like ideas there, but the execution's
yep.
terrible.
Yeah, like I like, but also it's like, haha, I tricked you. You didn't trust me, but oh, you were at the time. It's like, or he could have just not acted creepy for no reason. Like, okay, remember in Scream how Sydney like distrusts her boyfriend almost immediately, and then the whole movie he has to like win her trust back, and then oh, just kidding, he was the killer the whole time. Spoiler alert for Scream.
Yeah.
Abortions didn't need to do any of that. Like, it's questioned so many of his choices throughout this.
No, because like he starts
So-
acting like a completely different person, which makes sense if he's the killer. But then he frames Dorothy,
Yes.
and then the movie just ends with him having gotten away with it. But by doing so, you just drop that whole thing of like, what was with that sudden tone of mood shift there, Skippy?
Dude, he is playing 4-dimensional chess, and we just can't catch up.
It's true. Is he like the greatest slasher of all time? Like he's ahead of everybody. All right. If you're
I don't
watching,
understand it. So, okay.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, okay. So the idea is he is the kid from the opening, and then he got plastic surgery and turned into David Boreanaz. Okay. And then many years later has now enacted his revenge scheme where he's killing all these people, all these girls that rejected him. And like there's an idea there I like that's interesting, that you have a killer who's not like going after revenge for the bullies, the boys that beat him up. Like he blames what happened to him on the girls specifically and is taking that all out on them throughout the movie. Like that idea is interesting. But it the way the ending plays, it's like, oh, I did it. Like we're back together again. But it's like their relation, but like they were already a couple at the start of the movie, so it doesn't feel like there's that much of a like. It feels like the idea should be more like, no, I had to get your friends out of the way. I had to get all these toxic men in your life out of the way so that we can be together and I can have you. Like that feels like what it's trying to be. It's just so insanely convoluted, and I can't follow it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I think that ending's great. The movie just doesn't earn it. Like it's so confusing.
No,
Yeah, that was Valentine.
we don't really do ratings
I'm
anymore.
glad you didn't remember the twist, because that was funny.
Yeah. I do say, looking at my letterbox, I stick with my score. This is like a 3 out of 5. It's above average. We don't really do ratings anymore, so don't, at
It's
least on
okay.
commentaries.
Yeah.
But if you're watching after the fact,
Right. Like, there's good stuff in it.
if you're watching after the fact, we appreciate it. We will be back. But we'll see you guys on the next one, and thanks for watching. If you're watching live, we'll be back.